Sport 1, and this programme's also available on the BT Sport app. Sky and BT TV customers can get all the Bundesliga games on the BT Sport app and on btsport.com. But the leaders have been in ominous form, 11 games without defeat in the league. Can they pick up where they left off? Let's hand you now to our commentators, former Bayern midfielder Owen Hargreaves and Paul Dempsey.
Well, thank you very much, Lindsay. I suppose this was one of those fixtures in any normal year designed, conceived to demonstrate the true essence of the Bundesliga, the importance of giving the underdog its fair chance. The haves and the have-nots, of course. But for so many here who put heart, body and soul literally into rebuilding this club, not quite the day they long dreamt of, for obvious reasons. But the biggest and the best are here. And Bayern Munich now set about the task of moving clear of the chasers who have closed on them over the rest of this weekend. Boateng, and helped out by Neuer. And Lewandowski back today for Bayern Munich. He and Gnabry, of course, the scourge of Chelsea and so many others in recent weeks, built up a big head of steam. But perhaps one of the great unknowns as we resume is whether the stoppage in the season has helped the others a little bit more than Bayern. Remember, the wins were really starting to stack up ever since that 3-1 victory over Tottenham in December, actually. 14 out of 15. Nice comfortable one first up for Rafał Gikiewicz in goal for Union. Check on the starting lineups. Union are without Marvin Friedrich, suspended after the sending off against Freiburg. Florian Hübner replaces him at the back. The top flight experience of Neven Subotic, so important, of course. And up front today, another Bundesliga old warhorse, Anthony Ujah, wheeled out for this job. A player who knows his way around. Lewandowski keen to get going again. It dipped over the top of Giewicz's crossbar. As Owen Hargreaves was telling us pre-game, all the vibes are that he's fitter than he's ever been after that little problem around the time of the Chelsea game. Fit or otherwise, formidable in a way that few others have ever been.
You know, he's probably in the form of his life. Paul, I think he's even having Thomas Muller playing so close to him. They just have a great understanding. Balance in midfield with Kimmich and Thiago. I think Pavard from that right back position has been terrific as well. Just the whole balance of this Bayern Munich team is very good.
Same back four today, but two changes by Flick from the side which left off before the lockdown with the win over Augsburg. Coutinho has undergone ankle surgery, so Leon Goretzka comes back in today, and the aforementioned Lewandowski up front. 39 in 33 so far this season. But another element today, Owen, Urs Fischer not part of the match day party for Union Berlin, the coach. Fischer, as I think you heard pre-game, unfortunately had to leave the quarantine camp on Monday because sadly his father-in-law passed away, so not allowed to be on the bench on this day of all days, really, for Hertha, for Union, I should say, with Hertha coming next at the weekend.
Yeah, I think it's obviously a big change. Actually, one of their assistant coaches is one of my former teammates at Bayern Munich in the academy, Sebastian Bönig. They'll play the same way, though. They'll play nice and direct, get the ball long, not possession-based side, Union Berlin, but they are a handful.
Hands on it by Neuer. Bulter got across his man. I suppose the big decision here by Union is actually to leave out their top scorer, Sebastian Andersson, and go with Ujah up there Ingvartsen and Bulta either side of him. Anderson has been extremely effective, 12.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have anticipated that. Definitely not Bayern Munich either. He's been outstanding. Anderson, in the air, is one of the best players in the Bundesliga, if not the best. Such a presence. Maybe can bring him off the bench, play more on the counter-attack.
Pavard's cross didn't quite drop for Bayern. Offside anyway. Arm in the air from Bastian Dankert. It was Grisha Prummel who made a lot out of not very little there in the corner. And Bulta with a sighting of the target. So many people, there's only 22,000 can fit in this crowd. No doubt many Bayern Munich fans would have travelled to Berlin in normal circumstances for the party atmosphere, even if they could not have got a ticket for the game. But so many Union Berlin supporters had lived in hopes of a moment like this for so many years. You have heard the story of the rebuild of this club brick by brick, using the skills of the supporters, the tradesmen, all playing their part. And all this building to a day and a meeting with a club like Bayern Munich, of course. Sadly, not to be this time round anyway. They were promoted by beating Stuttgart in the playoff. Floated over the top. It came down, and Uja was able to steady himself, and he's disappointed with himself, and with good reason.
Well, that's a lovely ball over the top. Hübner, Uja doesn't take a great first touch. It's in behind him, and then he tries to snatch at it. Had a couple of decent opportunities in Union Berlin to start the game. A really good watch.
The shot clock stands at 2 for the underdogs. Just a word of caution today for Bayern in that Union have twice this season won the game after an international break. Another big break, of course, before this game. Hoping to prove fresh once more. Started off here with a 4-0 home defeat by Leipzig on their elevation to the top flight, but they've generally been very quick learners, and they've beaten both Borussia Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Playing to their strengths, direct, as we're seeing already today. Flag for Uja. But they do look sharp, Owen, don't they?
Well, they're doing that really well. They're getting the ball up to the centre forwards really quickly, and they do look sharp. I think Bayern Munich will maybe struggle with that ball in behind, in the channels. That's what Union will look to put pressure on. They're definitely not sitting in, just absorbing pressure.
Pavard gives and goes. Goretzka slipped at the all-important moment then. Kimmich and Thiago Ped in the centre of midfield, of course, and the centre-backs really an enforced pairing at the moment. Boateng and Alaba. Nico Süle still on the way back from injury. Javi Martinez has struggled with fitness this season.